Hello, it's Eamon McAuley here, and I'm back with another sports interview. We'll have the privilege and the pleasure today to welcome and chat to a football legend in North Belfast, and his name is Danny Hale. Danny played for many Irish League clubs, including Crusaders, Glentoran, Cliftonville, and also Derry City. And Danny actually won 3 caps for Northern Ireland. He played internationally. So, Danny, thanks very much for coming here today to speak to me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
First of all, we'll get to the football later, but talk to me about where you were born and talk to me about growing up. What was it like for you?
What was it like? Well, I was born in Waterfoot, 1941. They evacuated the people, my mother, down the family to Waterfoot.
What year was that?
1941.
41.
And then I come back. Now, but I can remember the way it was all the time was Carrickhill, Tyrone Street.
Yes.
Carrickhill. And Tyrone Street was just everybody, 3-bedroom. There was four fellas in the family, 2 sisters, and my mother and father. And I lived number 17 Tyrone Street. And the shelters, there was actually shelters in the street.
Air raid shelters during the war?
Yeah, I can remember them.
Right.
I can remember with great fun when we were younger.
Right. Because
there wasn't as many cars about.
Do you remember any bomb sites? Was there any?
Bomb site. There was a bomb site at the bottom of Stanhope Street.
Right.
And in the bottom of Tyrone Street, there was a bomb site there, and there was a there was a place on Wall Street. They used to say it was a Banshees, in an old church.
Right.
And the Banshees, numerous people saw Banshees.
Right.
And
do you remember the rations?
The ration books, remember ration books where we used to get the sweets, and we used to, maybe somebody would have bought 1 or 2 off you for to buy chocolates, and your mother would have sent you to get butter or sugar, and you had to go to certain shops to get those, and you got those with your life, the ration books.
I believe times were very hard, but I also believe there was great camaraderie and intimacy existed. Talk to me about that.
The families were more friendly. You had Mrs. Morrow out of Tyrone Street. She had made you trousers out of old coats. And anybody had an overcoat, they'd have got a pair of trousers made out of it. And you'd have begged Mrs. Morrow to make a pocket on them for you. With Mrs. Ball out of Tyrone Street, Mrs. Ball sold cigarettes, the black market cigarettes. And Mrs. Hillick, the Hillicks are what is black market, sugar, butter.
Doors always open.
The door was always open. People bannered them.
Yes.
And my father, he would have built petitions on the stairs. Maybe you're too young to remember him, but there was petitions on the stairs. We'd have had to go out and get tea chests.
Yes.
He maybe do Mrs. Holiday's, because she had a house full of children and her husband get killed. And he had to put petitions on the walls.
Right.
But the old break the tea chest down, take the metal off it, and he had got that as if it was plasterboard.
Right.
That's where things like that there.
What did you do as children to entertain yourselves?
Children,
street games?
No, but street games mostly. That's what we're just saying there the other week. We're sitting talking. There's nobody plays a game called Mazikak. There was no skips. We had played with the wee girls skips.
Do you remember Pig and a Stick?
Pig and a Stick, yes, you hit it on a cribby pot, and yes. Rallyo. Well, you got chased for wrapping doors and running.
That's right, yeah.
That type of thing.
Very innocent.
There was no drinking. There was no drinking in those days. There was nothing. Right. The way it is now, our children, it's a pity children nowadays. We had nothing in those days.
Well, you were playing together. Kids now are becoming more isolated with iPods, computer games. They're not interacting with other children and other human beings. It's,
You're not, but see, they've got the computers.
Right.
Like we're all blaming, every grandparents or parents wants to do good for their kids.
Yes.
They get the computer games. I'm as guilty as the rest. But they don't believe me when I told them I got a cowboy hat, a wee vest, and guns for Christmas.
My dad always said he got a bus conductor's set.
Well,
we got saying tickets, please.
Yeah, we would have got cowboy suits and that there. And your shoes, you'd have got a pair of shoes, and you didn't play football with them shoes.
Right.
You changed because you had went to Wilson's Pond maybe on a Monday, and got out on a Friday.
Well, their personal development now would be a lot slower, wouldn't it, as kids? Because in your era, you all interacted, you all mixed, and
we all mixed. But I don't know whether they were smarter. They're maybe smarter than us now. But we were sort of family type of, you know what I mean? Everybody was sort of like family orientated.
Great closeness. Yeah.
Closeness.
And small areas like
small areas, yes.
Ardoyne, the Bone, and New Lords.
Yes.
What primary school did you go to?
I went to Christian Brothers in Donegal Street.
Right.
And Donegal Street, well, I wasn't all that good in school.
Academically?
But it was mostly sports in school.
Right.
And there was a brother Leonard who died the other week or so he did. Brother Sullivan, they'd have looked after him, Brother Woods. They were very strict on you.
Yes.
Sport. You'd have got away out of school early. You had to go message for your mummy. You had to go message, which was a lie. They get out of school. If there was a match in McAuley Park or going for swimming, I had to get out early, or somebody had to get out early.
Right.
And that type of thing. Childish
yes.
things.
Yes.
You had catechisms.
And what secondary school did you go to?
Didn't go to secondary school. I just stayed. You stayed in the one school.
Right. And what age were you when you left it?
Left school at 13.
Right. And did you have a trade? Did you learn a trade?
I went to work in Crossings Chemist. That was when you were a good boy. I was a good boy with don't get me wrong, I said the Christian Brothers. Yeah. But I got a job in Crossings Chemist facing Donegal Street School. Because you didn't have to go in on Saturday. I went out of there and I went to work for a man at Butler Street. Yes. A man called Billy McCotter at a upholstery place in Pale Street.
Right.
And he used to watch Silver McKee, the hard man from the markets.
That's right.
He was a cattle drover, and I can still see that man till the day, whacking the cows coming down Corporation Street to go down.
Talk to me about your progression as a footballer from primary school to the Irish League and eventually international football.
Yes, primary school, football was all Gaelic. It was all Gaelic and the Christian Brothers. And you were not allowed to play soccer. You weren't allowed to play soccer. So I was playing Gaelic for the Pierces from school, mostly the ones from Carrickhill and North Queen Street and Antrim Road would have went to the Pierces. And the Pierces were your upgrade from school to the Pierces, playing Gaelic, hurling, running at Casement Park, running in a relay team, and doing galas in the Falls Park. No, the old Falls Park, not the cooler, the Falls Park. This was all sport for that. And as you're saying, we Pierces would have been one of the best, still would have been one of the best teams, but there was a lot of upheaval in the Troubles. Yes. They lost an awful lot of good players. Right. Couldn't play. Right.
And Pierce is still going today.
Pierce is still going, but they seem to be struggling a bit. Like, you know what I mean?
So how did you get into football then? What?
Well, the football was. Everybody played soccer. We just didn't play in the waste fields. Yeah. That we had down in Tyrone Street at Wall Street. Yeah, it was all soccer. So I had two brothers that played soccer. Right. Jerry and Jackie. You know what I mean? So we played. I started to play soccer, and I ended up playing for who was my first team? The first team was St Patrick's. Yeah.
What would that have been? Youth level, junior level?
That was under 14s. Right. You went along. I got you into down in Connor. Yeah. I don't know if there's any down in Connor now.
Well, there was a down in Connor in my time. I'm not sure about that.
That's right. Eamon, Mr. Conlon run it. Right. They run that there, and played for St Patrick's End, and then I played for a team called Cranbourne Star, where St Malachy's College is. Right. Played for them, and then I went down and played for a team called Lisnagarvey Strollers in the Lisburn League. Yes. It was everything was a progression. Aye. Like, you know what I mean? You just didn't go as a 16-year-old. Yes. And played. And when I was about 16, I was around about 16 then, moving there about. Right. I used to have to get a bus down to Lisburn. Yes. I went.
What year would that have been, Danny?
What is 1941? I'd been about 56, 57. Right. Around about that. There. I was about 16, 58. Yeah. So I got invited up to Clivenville to train by a man called Alec Newbury. I worked with my father in shorts. So I was training away up there, and they picked me for their youth team. Now the youth team had a fella called what do you call him? McAuley. They thought he was a boy wonder. He was number 10. Yes. But I was able to hoist him out of the strollers team